Hey guys, what's up? We're just doing a little test in here. It was very awesome of Amy and Jana to let us try this. So, we're not only going live here on our channel, we're also going live on uh their channel that they have on YouTube, and we're live on Amy's Rumble channel.
Mhm.
So it's not like we're live on all of our own channels. We're live um on different people's platforms. So it's very cool. We're kind of trying to see how the chat works. Want to test the phones. So if anybody wants to call on the phones, go ahead, call on the phones. We're gonna bring up some Instagrams, talk about some Instagrams, and see if you are actually on. Hey Ken, what's up, man? If you are actually on um Jana and Amy's channels, uh hey, I hope Jana shows up. I don't think Amy can. Hopefully Jana will pop up. But I just wanted to thank them again for letting us test this out to go live on not only different platforms but other people's platforms. So this is very cool. Uh And if you do call and test the phone, please do call and test the phone. We can talk about anything. This is literally just a test to see if it works on all different platforms.
Mhm.
Um, Otherwise, hey, do you want to talk about what happened in New York State today with the lady with the
Yeah, I mean, do you have it?
I can't bring it up,
Let me see if I can bring it up real quick.
but it
I told you, I don't really have too many words
she
other than
what
fucking
the fuck? Yeah.
bonkers.
She inherited a house from her parents. It's like a $1 million house, right? So she inherits that. And then uh
I found
squat
it.
oh, did you?
I did.
Squatters move in.
Yep.
She changes the locks and
Squatter calls cops on her.
yeah,
Cops remove her.
yeah, from her own house.
Bonkers.
Like, and she's
Told you
trying
it
to do
was.
renovations.
Owner was arrested after a tense standoff with squatters who were stealing her house she inherited from her parents.
So why is it that I have to leave and he doesn't have to leave?
Because technically he can't be kicked out. We need to go to court.
Adela and Delora inherited a $1 million house from her family after they passed away, but discovered that it had been occupied by squatters who, according to neighbors, were living there for free and making repairs.
I don't own this.
Exactly,
Yes.
she does.
Yes, but then once again, you should know how the law works.
I do know how it works.
There's rules to the as you got to go to court and send me to civil court.
When she tried to kick them out, they called the police on her, and the cops arrested her for changing the locks.
So Adele, you're getting arrested right now?
I'm being arrested
For what?
For being in
my own home.
And where's your lease?
She's fighting the house. It's not her house anymore.
My deed
That's
is
what it was
current
told
and
her.
legal.
Now, and Delora fears they could
Pause it.
legally own the property if they
She literally has the deed to the house. It's her house. And the squatter has more rights than she does.
Bonkers. That's literally, I was like, what am I listening to?
It
Fucking nuts.
It's insane. It was in the post today. It's crazy, but yeah, go ahead.
they're not evicted soon, because in New York City, a person can claim squatters' rights after just 30 days of living at a property.
The way it ends is either she pays me my money that I put into the house, pay me the money, and I'll leave, or send me to court, and we deal with the judge in court. It's that simple.
Later, 2 vigilantes showed up to evict the squatters, but so far, they've had no luck. How is that fair? This home
I mean, to me, yeah. Yeah, you keep but that's what's happening in New York right now. So, yay, New York, good job. Like, way to go. I will say this though. Oh, go ahead. You look like you want to lose your mind.
I know it's not the best word. Fucking bonkers. I'm just like, what the fuck?
I know your own house, your family's house,
Your own house.
your family's house,
Your
like
own
literally your family's
house.
house.
I mean, that's a bigger conversation, but like, why even try to get a house in New York City? Why even try to get a house that you could potentially rent out to somebody that you don't know? But even somebody that you do know could take over that and fight you for squatters' rights. I mean, I know like the pandemic was a big thing because people didn't have places to go, there was no money, all this type of things, and then renters couldn't get
Yeah.
or landlords couldn't get renters out of their homes after the world went back to themselves. But I'm just like, her own house, like, has the deed, has legal documentation,
And
that
she got
says-
arrested.
and she's the one that got arrested. But the
And
other,
he was like, try me. He literally was like, yo, try me, girl.
because he obviously knows what the law
Yeah.
is, but also that very much says what type of person that he is. Like, you knowingly go into someone's house and take over their house like that. Like,
Hey,
that's
listen, if you don't have anything and the law works in your favor,
Mhm.
you're going to go get whatever you can go get.
Yep.
That's
But that's what it's just seeming like. All these laws that are coming into place, it's like, is there really any desire for more? And for some people,
why would you? If the government's giving you everything,
and taking from everybody that is actually working hard.
why?
Bonkers.
I know. It's crazy.
Fucking nuts.
All right, let's try one more. I will share this. And that's to stick with that. That's the funny thing for me when Biden did the whole like, if you're black, vote for me scenario.
Mhm.
Okay, fine, because it's the Democratic Party, and yeah, like we're all taught to Democratic Party, Democratic Party, Democratic Party. But what have they actually done for Black America? Absolutely nothing. What if you're even trans? Is it better now than it was before? I don't think so. You have a target on your back more now
Mhm.
than you ever have
Mhm.
under the Biden administration. So what did they actually do? If you're black, vote for me. If you're gay, vote for me. If you're trans, vote for me. If you feel like you're marginalized, vote for me. Is it better now? Now more people are like looking at us. They want to see it. They want something to go wrong. They want you to do something wrong. They want a bathroom situation. They want a they them situation. They want however many situations you can give them.
Mhm.
So is it really better under this administration? Because to me, before, like, it was just, hey, go live your life. It was cool. It was fine. Everybody lived their life. But now, not only, okay, so you have transphobic, you have racists, you have all those things,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
That's always going to be there. That's never going to go away.
No, hateful people are
Yeah,
hateful people.
right, exactly.
And if they don't want to do the work to
Not be that.
change, then
They're always going to be that.
yeah, hateful people are gonna be hateful people.
But now you have regular people with eyeballs on this situation
Mhm.
where there wasn't eyeballs on this situation like that beforehand.
Mhm.
Right. So now Biden has created this like divide amongst everybody
Yeah, I feel like the divide is getting bigger by
because
the day.
he's made it so that that's where we're at.
Yeah, it's almost like like you said, there are always going to be extreme rights and extreme lefts. That's just, if that's in your nature, that's in your nature. But it's almost like the line between the ones that hang out in the middle that like kind of believe some of this and kind of believe some of this. I feel like that center line is starting to get even wider because each extreme is so extreme that the middle is starting to
Moderates are
yeah,
moderates are now picking sides where they weren't picking
Right.
sides before.
because
and now,
there's those one or two topics that they just can't get behind on the other side, and whatever that looks
Yep.
like they can just not get behind. They see no middle ground.
Yeah.
in
Or
certain topics.
they don't think we'll find a middle ground, so now they have to pick a side.
Yep. Yep.
That was me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's my worst case scenario now? Like, I'm there now. What's my worst?
Yep.
I have to pick my, what if this is the worst case scenario? Then hey, I got to go here.
Yep.
And whereas I was a moderate before,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yep.
okay, let's go to this one. I'm gonna share this one. I've always kind of picked on Caitlyn Jenner, and I've always been just kind of curious about where she stood. I absolutely I saw this and I couldn't back away from it. I'm proud, and now I probably won't pick on Caitlyn Jenner so much as I normally do. I had to unmute. Let's see if this works. Y'all let me know if this works.
Are competing against women, taking valuable opportunities for the long protected class under Title IX and causing physical harm.
The former Olympic champion came to Nassau County to support the local initiative to protect female sports.
You have to compete in the biological sex that you were born. This is critical to protecting the integrity of competition.
Jenner said that allowing trans women to compete discriminates against females.
If this continues, it'll ruin women's sports over the next 10, 20 years. Let's stop it now while we can.
The former athlete cited the undeniable differences trans women have.
Regardless of a trans person's hormones, surgeries, status in transition, there are massive advantages and undeniable differences from male development. Trans women.
So basically fine. I have respect for her now. Even she is saying like, hey, this can't be a thing, right? Like there are differences. There's undeniable differences. But to me, that kind of shows that we can coexist together.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you understand that, it's kind of like it's Caitlyn Jenner, it's Monroe Flame, it's all these transgender people that understand. Hey Judy, what's up, girl? It's all these trans women that understand that there's a difference between men and women, and there's a difference between them and women.
Mm-hmm.
And they get to live their life, but also too, like women need to be protected too. And the fact that I give Caitlyn props for that, because I was very skeptic of where she was gonna go with this.
Yeah.
Way to go, Kate. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. And I love that she said, because that's something that we've talked about on podcasts when it comes to women's sports, that if you continue to go this way, then there will eventually become a time where there are no women's sports.
Yeah.
Because women will not play sports. You will have those groups of women that will refuse to play against a biological man, and they won't care how long they've been on hormones. They won't care if they had surgery or not. It doesn't mean that they're being disrespectful to the person that this trans person is. They're not saying that like you can't be you, but what I'm saying is that based on biology and based on my safety, I will not play any sport. I will not play any sport, even a sport that's not a contact sport. How much time and energy and effort do I have to put in to be able to get even close to going up against a biological man?
Yeah.
There's no comparison.
Listen, I'm happy to be respectful, and I always think about this. What is it going to take for us to kind of all be on the same page? And I'm respectful. If you're respectful to me, I'm respectful to you. And
100%.
for me, Caitlyn Jenner was just respectful.
Yep.
And so I'm happy to be
clear, respectable statement that you're like, hey, I'm
down.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be respectful back.
Yep.
So what is it going to take for us to do this, to be respectful, to,
yeah, I think that in order for us to all be respectful of each other, we have to stop believing that one person is better than the other. And I also think that the narrative is that the only way that we will all be able to accept each other is by eliminating people.
Yeah.
And that's not going to happen either.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
I
So
saw.
you're saying to me that I have to be, in order for me to support you in the life that you choose to live, as long as you're not physically hurting anybody, that I'm supposed to respect and accept you 100% of who you are by completely discrediting who I am.
Right.
That's the narrative. And until that narrative doesn't change, we won't change.
And I hate to say this, but I do want to say it. Like, again, I go back to the Dems did this. They separated us. Like the far left absolutely separated us, and whatever that agenda is, did do that. They made it so that just us regular folk who just want to be chill, regular, hang out with each other, doesn't matter, gay, straight, black, white, whatever. They made it so that now we have to draw lines, and that sucks.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have to be drawn. I saw an Instagram reel. Crap, I didn't save it, but it was basically like saying, hey, there can be different things, right? Like there can be just the bathrooms that are just single stall bathrooms.
Family bathrooms.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just have those, use those. It's not what I do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not even claiming to be trans. I'm not trans.
Mm-hmm.
I just go into the single stall bathroom because I know how people are going to feel if I walk into a women's bathroom and I am a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not bitching and moaning about it. I'm not making 85 million TikTok videos about it. I just go to the bathroom where everybody is the most comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
A single stall freaking, why is that difficult?
Yep.
It-
Because
it-
that's not actually the narrative. And that's the like more and more that like having conversations with Jana and Amy or whatever is that is more of what we're seeing is that the narrative doesn't match the actions or the
Yeah.
fight that's being fought. You know, because if it literally was just about creating safe spaces for everybody to be their true authentic self, there wouldn't be this constant need for biological men to be in a woman's bathroom.
Right.
And I'm not saying, and when I say that, everyone's gonna be like, well, not everybody's the same. You're right. You're right. And I agree with you.
Did you see the Alaska thing? There was there was a Planet Fitness in Alaska, right? And
Mhm.
so a woman, she was probably in her 50s, just trying to get her workout on, whatever, walked into a Planet Fitness bathroom, and there was a dude in there totally dressed like a dude, claiming to be a woman, and shaving his face. Like literally just morning time shaving the way that I used to see my grandfather shave his face in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I have every right to be in here. I'm a woman. But he's like full dude, intact dude, pants on. I think he had a towel over his, like he didn't have a shirt on, but he had a
Mhm.
towel over, and he's just in there shaving like my grandfather used to shave when I was getting ready for school. Same scenario. But she got kicked out of Planet Fitness and is no longer allowed to use that
course.
Planet Fitness because she took a picture of it
Of course.
and was like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that there was like a 12-year-old little girl in there too
I'm sure.
that didn't know what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's
Like no, like
what's happening right now.
nobody sees that this is a mockery. Like it's a mockery.
They've
Like you walk around and you're like, I'm a woman.
they've made
I'm a woman.
they've made us so pissed at each other, and they've made it so much fear, so much. If they don't go along with this, they hate you. And liberals are like, oh my god, if people don't want to go along with us, they hate us and they want to kill us. So we're going to
Mhm.
say that.
Yep.
That was the Trump thing the other day. What did he say? There's going to be a bloodbath. He said there's going to be a bloodbath because of automotive. Like he's going to put sanctions on the Chinese car, like the Chinese are making cars in South America, but he's going to tax them. And if they have a problem with it, then there's going to be a bloodbath in the automotive industry.
Mhm.
Liberals heard that and we're like,
took it all
Trump,
the way left.
there's a bloodbath. We're like, and they think that like Trump is going to come kill everybody, and it's good. And that's not what he said. Like, it's not what he said at all.
Take everything out of context.
It was literally about cars and taxes and sanctions and whatever. Had nothing to do with like Civil War #5. Had nothing to do with that.
Well, did you see the Dylan Mulvaney music video that was put out?
Oh God, no.
Yeah, so he did a music video, and I think Becky Wise put it up.
Oh, is it Living My Best Life? Is it on Instagram? I'll try to find it.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Maybe it is. I don't know. But literally, if you listen to it, he is mocking and taking every stereotype of women and making a song about it, and people are going crazy about it.
Like mad?
Both. Oh my God, this is the best song ever. Oh my God, this is great.
See,
Oh
that's
my
the voice
God,
you
oh my
can't
God,
use.
oh
You
my
can't use
God.
that voice. You have to use the low monotone.
And then other people like women and women are like, he's mocking us. He's degrading us. He literally is taking every headline stereotype that women have been thrown at.
Oh.
Like can you
Jeff
click on-
#2, if you have it, pull it up. That's fine. Pause. Official music videos. Oh, you put
Hold
it.
on,
Just pull it up.
hold on.
Is it on Gays Against Groomers or is
I
it on?
think it's
Oh,
on-
there we go. Okay.
Yeah, Days of Girlshood.
Gays.
The alarms immediately. We have a code pink emergency. Calling women of all ages, girls like me. Gotta learn the basics. Glass look quick, change, sip champagne. Playing catch up cause we missed the pregame. Pull up the group chat where you at, drop a pin. We're doing hot girl shit. Get in. Monday can't get out of bed. Tuesday morning pick up meds. Wednesday retail therapy. Cash or credit, I say yes. Thursday had a walk of shame. Didn't even know his name. Weekends are for kissing friends. Friday night all over spent. Saturday we flirt for drinks. Playing wingman to our twinks. Sunday the Twilight soundtrack. Use my breakdown in the back.
Okay, you can pause it anywhere because. So basically, we're on meds.
Mm-hmm.
We'll sleep with anything,
Yep. We're sluts.
and we have breakdowns in the bath.
Mhm. But that is what
Oof.
a woman is supposed to be. It's not like
Yeah,
if
Jody, he is a he. It's not. There's.
if
Yeah.
if that is how you want to present and that is how you feel happy and that is how you want to run through life, more power to you. More power to you. Who am I to tell you how to live your life? Oh,
Are we gonna try this? Let's try it. Let's go. Hold on. Yeah, switch you to the roadcaster. Do we have you, caller?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Hello.
Yep.
What's up?
Can you hear me?
yep.
What you got?
So this is Jeff #1.
Oh shoot. Okay, Jeff #1. What's up?
Jeffrey #1.
Stud in the house. Let's go.
Just thought I'd give you a call, test out the number.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. This is all testing right now because of the platform situation and the streaming. So thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You bet. You're welcome.
Always appreciate you being
Interesting
here.
topics today.
Always,
So
right?
We try to bring it.
Y'all bring it all the time.
Appreciate you.
Love you, dude. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You bet. So I'm just leaving work. So y'all take it easy, and I'll holler at you later.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, cool. All right. The phone lines work. Thank you, Jeffrey number 1.
He's awesome.
Judy Reed. Is it Dylan? Nah. It's our boy. That's our boy. But yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
But no, all I was saying is that if you want to live, that's fine. If that's how you feel the happiest, who am I to tell you how you want to live or whatever? But it's this narrative around that is what a woman is. It's the narrative,
Yeah.
and it just feels like mockery.
Yeah, and it does. And it's like, holy crap. If that's what you think that it is to be a woman, and if that's like, if you don't see the moms, if you don't see the like, if you don't even see our day-to-day struggle at all, like what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so it was really funny. I'm gonna let Amy bring it up, but she made it was like a roundabout post to say, like, all these trans people are like, hey, I'm pregnant. It's like, no, you're a girl that had sex with a dude, and now you're pregnant. Like
I still say to this day, and this might be the hottest topic or the hottest take that I can take and piss the most people off. The most feminine, womanly thing that you can do is give birth.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's not shaming the biological women that choose not to do that. I don't believe it takes away. It doesn't take away their femininity. It doesn't take away their womanhood. It doesn't take that away at all. It's a choice.
It doesn't mean I'm not a girl.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
It just means that wasn't. Can I do it? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You get the right baby batter in there. I'm getting pregnant, and I'm a gluten. And if you go by the women in my family,
Fertile.
I'll get pregnant
Fertile as fuck.
with a blow in my ear. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? If you go by my sisters and my family, we pop out children, doesn't matter.
Mhm.
So it's not that's just, it's not how I envisioned, kind of myself.
Mhm.
But also, I'm still a girl.
Right. And if I understand correctly, because again, I always say if you want to have a conversation about this to try to get me to see a different perspective, please, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
I'm happy to talk about it too.
100%. 100%. My understanding is that when you transition, you are trying to do everything in your power to get away from the gender that you feel like is not your own. Meaning that if you are transitioning from a man to a woman, you are trying to do every single thing that you can to get away from everything that reminds you of being a man.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So if you are a woman, biological woman, and you are trying to re-identify yourself as a man, why would you do the most womanly thing?
Oh my God, that is such a good point. Because
and this is my understanding. And again, if I'm wrong, I'm up for a conversation. But my understanding is that you are trying to transition and get yourself completely out of the gender that you tell yourself, that you've told yourself, that people have told you, that you have felt that you are not in. That you are in the wrong body.
I know,
and
it sounds ridiculous.
And
but
you are trying to get out of that, but then you do the most womanly thing you possibly can, which is give birth and breastfeed. It's not just giving birth, but then you also choose to breastfeed, which means you have breasts, which means that you produce milk, which means that you are a woman.
Wow. Because, all right, if I'm talking open and honestly and very candid about my journey with this, there's no, I couldn't do it. It for me, the way that I see myself, I can't. I want to be a loving mother to our son, and I want him but my the way that I view myself is not that. I couldn't do that. Breastfeeding for me, I'm thinking about it. I watched you breastfeed and it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen in my life. And it was the most connection and it was absolutely beautiful, and I wanted you to be able to do it, and I know you guys fought for it for a long time, and it's not something that interests me at all, and I wouldn't do it. It just isn't. Yeah, I feel like you don't know who you are if you're a woman. If you're a woman and all right, fine, hot take. If you're a woman and you're transitioning and you're popping out kids and you're just like, I'm a man that's giving birth, I just feel like you don't know who you are. Like, I'm very aware of who I am.
Right.
I'm a woman. I got to go buy tampons. I got to, what?
Like you said, your body does everything to.
But if you're not going to acknowledge you're a
reproduce.
woman giving birth, like,
Right.
and you're a woman that had sex, got pregnant and whatever, but you want to be like that, to me, that's attention seeking. I'm sorry. And if it's a mental illness and we're supposed to be sensitive about it, that okay, fine. But
Right.
that's attention seeking. You're not. You know what I mean? You're just not.
And it doesn't make you less than a woman because your body is still doing everything it needs to do to reproduce. You are making
Your body's doing what it's supposed to do.
right. You're
That's what it does.
making a choice
Every month,
not
my
to.
body does what it's supposed to do.
Exactly.
It's cool. I got it.
It's
I get
all
it.
good. Yeah.
It's fine.
You are still like I have my kid. I'm good.
Yeah. I don't know.
Also
I don't like to go. I normally don't like to go down that road, but I'm gonna say, if you're a trans man out there saying that you're a man having a baby, like you just don't know who you are, baby. Like you don't.
I'm just trying to understand the logic.
Auntie's gonna say, like, you don't know who you are.
Yeah,
and you haven't figured it out yet, and you haven't had enough time or experience in life to know who you are.
And I also don't think that it's right to chemically take medicine to chemically produce something that leaks from your chest and call it breast milk. It's not.
Oh, trans women
not.
producing. Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
That is chemically induced.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah,
And
there's a bunch of those out there right now.
It's becoming
Yeah,
more
it's a
common
thing.
than not.
Yeah.
And I just think for that baby, because I don't know what that medicine is. What are all the things in that medicine? Then it's chemically going into,
We're still all trying to figure out if we should have taken, the 49ers, or we should have taken, whatever. We don't even know. We're all still kind of contemplating that. We're learning new things. So that's definitely wrong.
It just amazes me because what we say through my journey of getting pregnant and breastfeeding was that take the least amount of medicine possible.
Yeah.
Don't take Advil. Don't take this. Don't take this. You can't take this. Do not put all of these chemicals into your body because it goes into your bloodstream, it goes into your milk, and then it's passed along to your baby.
Yeah.
That's literally what the storyline was.
Mhm.
Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. I did have to take medicine because I was so nauseous that I couldn't keep anything down. I couldn't drink water, anything like that. So survival for myself and for our son, like I had to make that choice. But everything else, don't put any chemicals, don't put any shit, don't put shit into your body the best way that you can. Don't eat this, don't eat that, do all these things. But now you're saying that it's okay
to breastfeed them,
to chemically put a bunch of shit into your body to do things that your body is not naturally doing, and then allowing your children to consume that.
Yeah.
That's where the confusion comes in. It's just confusing. It just doesn't make sense why the narrative is so far right and so far left. That's what I was saying before. Like
Yeah.
the line in the middle now with certain topics, like there is no line in the middle because it just doesn't make sense. And it is certain topics that like I will never get behind.
Yeah.
I just won't. So if that puts me more over here, fine. Or if it puts me more over here, fine. But there are certain things that I will never change my mind on. And so and we've talked about that before. There were a lot of things that I just wasn't comfortable talking about. But you brought
Now you are.
you brought my kid into the conversation.
Well, and this is so 2 more things that I want to jump into, just 2 more slides to test this out, make sure this is all good on
Seems like it's doing good. Thank
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys for being
yeah,
here.
I appreciate
it.
everybody in here right now.
Yeah, thanks for letting us try.
If you know me, most people know that when I met Seb on the thing that kind of put me over the line was listening to his interview with Xavier DeRusso, right? So I was kind of already coming into my own about what was happening and kind of being red pilled. But then when I heard that podcast, that kind of put me over the top. So he put out a reel, and this to me caught me today. I usually try to look at his stuff, but this one caught me today. I had only because I saw the Gen Z thing and I'm like, okay, what's that? What's happening? So here we'll just blind react to this a little bit.
That Gen Z males are rejecting feminism. Gen Z men are more conservative than boomers.
Gen Z men are becoming more conservative because millennial men were such sims, and Gen Z women are becoming everything that Gen Z men do not want. Nobody wants to date an OnlyFans girl. Nobody wants to date these girls with these feminist expectations. How dare you assume that you're supposed to pay for the first date, but at the same time, it's like, how dare you not pay for the first date? We're sick and tired of that. We just want things to be more traditional, how they used to be. And the expectations of what Gen Z men are supposed to bring to the table is also continuing to increase. We're supposed to be the providers and buy all these gifts and flowers and all these things. Do you know how expensive all of that is? And Gen Z men can't afford to do it because liberal policies have made everything unattainable for us.
Are we all coming back to the traditional values? And again, I'll ask that question that I asked before. What are the Democrats doing for you? Like, they're not doing anything for you. If anything, all they're doing is moving us all the way back to traditional values. So if we got away from those, if we had traditional values and then we were high school kids and whatever, and we did the whole, like, we don't have to worry about retirement. We don't have, and you're doing all that, high school, beginning of college crap. And, you don't have to worry about all that stuff. So you can be liberal. Well, now you're bringing us all back to being traditional. If we were liberal, now we're like, hey, traditional values. I want a house. I want a family. I want a wife. I want to, I want like my wife to be able to be home. I want to be able to provide for my wife, protect for my wife.
Yeah, the roles.
Yeah, now we're all coming back to that. So whereas you wanted to push us as far away from being in gender roles, you're pushing us all the way back to being in those.
Yeah, and that's why, again, it's
because now nobody wants to be a Zer. What the fuck is that?
Well, yes.
Like,
that is one very prominent question. But that's the thing. Like every podcast, every interview, every small clip reel that passes by my algorithm when I'm bored and scroll, like, it's the confusion is just is consistent, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
And it's, you hear women say that, like he said, well, if a guy doesn't pay for the first date, then I'm out. There's nothing that's left. But don't pay for my first date. Like, don't pay for me because I'm an independent person.
Yeah,
and I
it's
can do this shit by
confusing.
myself.
It's confusing.
My response to that, if you want to be independent and do it all yourself, then be independent and do it all yourself. Don't come into a relationship expecting that your partner, and again, this is, and I'm speaking from our relationship and speaking from ourselves, from us or whatever, but like, you say that you want to be independent, make your own money, do your own thing. And I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing.
No.
But you don't have to take away all your femininity
But if you're
and
gonna
always be in your masculinity
you're
energy.
I think what you're trying to say is if you want to be independent and do your own thing and blah, 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 then when a dude comes in and wants to help you and do that and be a part of it and pay for things and get you pregnant and you're home with the babies and blah, 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 and you get mad at him for that,
Mhm.
what do you want? Do you want him to open the door for you and pay the check when you guys go on a date? Or do you want to split the bill?
Like, how do you want to do this?
Yeah. When
Like,
is
have a
it-
conversation with your partner. How do
it's
you want to do
almost
this?
like he can't win.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I mean, whole discussion for another day, but I wanted to pull that up because I just thought that was funny. It was the most confusing thing I had ever seen in my life. I was like, well, oh crap, what do women
But I think that
women want at this point?
and I don't think that they know. I think they want the OnlyFans because apparently it makes money.
Right.
They want the OnlyFans because it gives them the constant validation. They're constantly on Instagram. They're putting their ass on Instagram. They're putting their bodies on Instagram. But then they turn around and they say, well, I don't.
Oh,
is it me?
I-
On Instagram.
Oh, my bad.
Oh.
That was me. Sorry.
They're putting their bodies on Instagram and OnlyFans and all this type of stuff. And then they turn around and say, well, I don't want a man to just want me for my body. But that's literally what you've given him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, like, don't post, you're at the beach, you're hanging out, you're doing all this stuff. But when you blatantly put your ass on Instagram or on OnlyFans, and then you can't understand why you can't find a partner, because most men are not okay with their woman or partner doing any sort of sex work,
Yeah.
OnlyFans, porn, whatever.
No.
Most people are not okay with that.
Well, you're not wifey, that's for sure.
Or you have people that are happy in open relationships, and if that works
Yeah, that's
for
fine.
you,
Yeah.
that works for you. But for most people, from what I've seen in these interviews, it's like, well, I want a man that does this and takes care of me and makes no less than 6 figures and all of this stuff.
Yeah, Sevon put that up. It was something like I don't know, I'm gonna say a hoe calculator, but like it was just
Like,
like
you
how
have-
delusional are you?
Yeah, you
And it's
have
like,
all
you're
these
delusional if you're-
expectations, and the only thing that your man asks you to do is to not put your ass on Instagram, and that's crossing a line.
Yeah.
Because it's my body, it's my choice, I can do what I want. Girl, that's true.
Yeah.
That's 100% true. But then that's a choice that you make. You and I talk about choices all the time. We make choices in our marriage to make our marriage work.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could easily, if we could make choices every day to put shit on Instagram or put shit out here and do this and do that and whatever. It's not going to work for our marriage.
Yeah.
So what's the choice? Every choice that you make is going to have a reaction to it. So if you can't find somebody that wants to be with you because of the choices that you make and the expectations that you also have, you can't be surprised that, my point being is that people are opening their eyes.
Yeah.
And we are 2 people that are prime examples of that.
Yeah.
We are people that are opening up our eyes, seeing the world much differently. And as much, when you swing a pendulum, it swings one way as far as it can go. Eventually, it has to swing back the other way.
And it's
then
coming.
eventually it evens itself out.
And it is right now, and people are going to be surprised because there's a lot of people that you would think that were moderate and more like, hey, kind of riding the line, both sides, cared about this side, cared about that side. There's a lot of people where that moderate voice is going to disappear a little bit on this go around because
there, like I said, there are
Democrats did it.
There are those specific things
Yep.
that are being done that people cannot in good conscience
yeah.
get behind.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, guys. I
Appreciate ya.
appreciate you.
We had a conversation way longer
Yeah,
than we
I
planned.
was not. We were not trying to go this long. Pause. But we did, and I really appreciate you helping us out with the test. Amy, Jana, thank you for allowing us to
Try it out.
try it out and see what happens. So
Until
thanks
next
guys.
time.
Yep.
Bye, guys.